Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Earlier today I covered the Israel situation with the attack conducted by Hamas using the information I had at that time. In the meantime, more information came out and I would like to share you whatever I found. There are some major developments obviously, and there's some assessments because you see when something happens here, other things trigger in the background, and they will use this as an example and as a reason to do something else. So Israel attacked, you got other countries saying, see, now it's time to do this. So that's a consequence, they think, of that specific situation. So let me give you an update here. First, the Hamas captured a lot of Israelis, including some senior officers, some, I think, generals. There are about 50, not generals, but high-ranking officers that were captured by Hamas. How did they do it? From what I read, a few instances where they knocked at the door and they said that they are the Israeli military. And the guys opened the door and these guys captured them. Reason why? They say Hamas, made some statements that they will use those captured to release all the Palestinian prisoners held by Israel that you don't know about. How many they are, I don't know, but nevertheless, I have a number of the victims on both sides reported. The other thing is it's a very interesting thing. Remember September 11 when they said it was a U.S. intelligence failure, and then they went and they destroyed two countries because of that? And some people said, wait a minute, really? So the same here, they say, well, this was a major Israeli intelligence failure, since you have this, I would say, attacks, major attacks, massive attacks with a lot of rockets, infiltrations, abductions, killings, explosions, and you did not know anything about it because there were not like 5 people conducting this operation. There were more than 5, obviously. So let me show you the first article that I have here, and this is regarding the general that was captured. So here is not that one, this one right here from the Telegraph. Hamas claims to have captured senior Israeli officers as at least 50 civilians taken hostage. So this guy supposedly was taken prisoner, and here is I'm assuming a picture of they covered the weapon hanging down. I think so. Same here. Why is that? Why did they cover the weapon? Because it's probably hanging from the one point, how do you call it, whatever it is. The same here. They cover the weapon. Interesting. Is it on its Ukraine or something? So this guy supposedly was abducted. So it says Major General Nimrod Aloni is one of the IDF's most senior commanders that runs special forces operations. So Israeli Defense Forces, IDFs, he was taken, and this is the guy right here. He was taken from his house, I'm guessing, the way he looks right here. Doesn't even have socks, nothing. So taken from his bed. Okay, let's move on. Hamas has claimed it is keeping Israeli commanders hostage amid reports that 50 civilians are being held by gunmen in the kibbutz near the Gaza border. The deputy head of the Hamas political bureau, Saleh al-Arouri, said senior officers have been captured. And I'm quoting, what is in our hands will free all the prisoners in Israel, he told Al Jazeera's Arabic channel, presumably referring to Palestinians being held in Israeli jails. We captured senior officers from the occupation army, end quote. There are many Palestinians killed and many Israelis dead, as well as prisoners, and the battle is still at its peak. Okay, it says Israeli network reported that around 50 Israeli civilians have been kidnapped by Hamas militants. Well, we got more than that. This is this guy is. It says the IDF statement did not give further details on the claims that Major General Aloni had been captured. The commander was responsible for running Operation Guardian of the Walls, Israel's military response to Hamas rocket against the Jerusalem in Gaza Strip in May 2021. He also commanded the Gaza division during Breaking Dawn, a 3-day Israeli airstrike. So let's go to the next article. And this is a response. Actually, let's go to the Russians, because the Russians will give us numbers. So violent Israel-Palestine escalation, live updates. So here is some information. At least 200 Israelis have been killed since Hamas surprise attack Saturday morning. Local media confirmed, noting that the number is likely to continue growing as government forces wage war on the Palestinian militant group. Another 1,104 Israelis have been wounded, including 217 severely, the Israeli Health Ministry reported. During the same period, at least 232 Palestinians were killed and another 1,697 wounded in Gaza, according to the Palestinian Territories Health Ministry. Hamas fired another 150 rockets in the direction of the Tel Aviv on Saturday night. So the whole day was bad over there, I guess, not only in the morning. What's this? Okay, now that's bad news for both sides. We have this little thing, and this is a reporter, and behind her there's going to be an explosion, and you're going to see how she reacts. I don't know if I should play that because these guys will ban this video. It happened to me before, so I'm not going, but if you want to go and see it, it's she's going just to run away yelling. So yeah, send more correspondents like this in the war zone, or get them into the military, because we feel very, very protected by blah 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 tra la. So let's go to the next one here. Turkey says it's ready to help de-escalate Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That's why I said that not that Iranian women's rights advocate activist that received the Nobel Peace Prize that I covered yesterday should have taken that one. Erdogan should have taken the, I would say, Nobel Peace Prize. He was the busiest bee in trying to bring the Ukrainian garbage to an end. Now, let's go to the next one, which is going to be from Fox News. We got a weasel already showing up. And among others, he says, Iran plays huge role in Israel attack. Representative Alex Mooney. All right, so, and now he says that Biden deal with Iran was a terrible idea, and says the U.S. must make clear to the world that we will support Israel. So this is one, as I said, guy. We're going to have some more. And that is, I'm going to just tell you what Mr. Trudeau came out and said. I guess you can guess, right? Trudeau came out and said that Canada will fully support Israel's right of self-defense. Well, it's very strange because you have to be careful what you say, obviously, because we live in a free world. But just from the news, I've been reading from time to time. I've been reading that a lot of people in Gaza, Palestinians, and however we want to call them, from time to time they, threw some rocks. Some of them were killed, some were bombarded, and so on. I haven't heard Canada saying anything about that, or Trudeau saying about anything about that. Now, obviously, he's doing it because it's obvious what's going on. But my point is, and it's not the only one. Obviously, the Russians came and said these guys should stop and all that, and the Jewish state was attacked, and which it was. It's a fact. The problem is you can't just, and this is something that I noticed in the Western media when covering the garbage is happening in that area. They start the conversation whenever they feel it works towards their narrative, and that's not fair at all. If you pay attention, you realize that it's not what they tell you, pop right here and that's it. Immediately, you can see some vultures are looking at Iran. Tehran, to be straight, they applauded the Hamas attack, incursion in Israel. And some people will say, see? Yes, but you see how people applauded, for instance, Ukraine's attacks on Moscow or in St. Petersburg or in Sevastopol, for instance, and some countries said, yes, good job, Ukrainians. Remember, the argument will be, yeah, but they were attacked. That's why, we applaud that the Ukrainians attacked the Russians. They were attacked. They were the victims. Here, if you look from one angle, you will say, yes, see, these guys attacked today. And those guys are saying, see, they are pro-Hamas, and which I don't think that's a secret, but anyway, they are the ones that are bad, the bad dudes with bad dudes, double bad dudes. But again, if you look from the other perspective, you might think, okay, but why was Hamas formed? We don't start the conversation from there. And if you want, they're going to give you some explanations because they're just crazies, fanatics. And the story ends. Why? Because it doesn't allow logic and evidence and so on. If you dare to say that somehow both sides could play a role in certain kind of, the whole garbage over there, you're not supposed to. You can't. You have to say only one side is 100%, like in Ukraine. It's only one side, and that's it. Good versus evil. We still, as I say many times, we remained to the same mentality of caveman. Or, sorry, let's be inclusive, cave women. Or cave people. Cave humans. How is it politically correct? I don't give a fuck. All right, anyway. So, the same mentality. We didn't get civilized. We just got civilized by with coercion. Being scared they will be arrested. And those laws were implemented. That's all. And we're not civilized. Look how we think. How we are allowed to think. Black, white. If you promote that, it means you're against that. A mentality of idiots. The same here. To say right now, the idea is this. Zelensky came out and said that he fully supports obviously the Israeli in their defense, which of course they were attacked. No doubt about that. It's a reality. But the plan is to identify, put together Israel with Ukraine somehow, that they are both victims. We're on the same boat here, so maybe we should cooperate. That's the whole. I can't say what Zelensky feels or thinks about that, but I can't be an idiot and not understand that's a lot of politics at play here, and people have already the plans made. Okay, if this happens, this is all this, what do you think is going to happen? Hamas and Gaza will be destroyed with no consideration of anything. It happened before, and they will just destroy things and will say, well, we followed the Geneva Convention 100%. If you want to get information on that, go to, it was, I think, a UN report a long time ago, maybe 20 some years ago. No, maybe not, about 20 years. It was Goldman, I think it was a Goldman report. I think his name was Goldberg or Goldman. He was a Jewish United Nations Papa. He investigated and he came with a report that Israel committed certain things over there. And you can find it, I think, through Norman Finkelstein, doctor or professor Norman Finkelstein. And you can find that. And he was talking about the Goldman, or you can find that, or go to Democracy Now! And you get, I can't remember her name anymore, she's a Jew, I can't remember her name, Amy Goodman, yeah, that's her name is Amy Goodman. Again, she covered that extensively. So they will again flatten out Gaza, and they will say, well, self-defense. And remember, in self-defense, you still have to follow certain rules. In self-defense, if someone comes and pokes you in the eye, you can't go and burn all his family alive and you claim that was in self-defense. That's not for one side here, it's for everyone. We should agree with that. The problem is, no, certain things are just ignored, certain things are just exacerbated, taken out of, blown out of proportion, and so on. Nevertheless, what's going on over there is garbage, and people will die, people will suffer, and it's unfortunate. Always the civilians are the victims, and the military are the victims of their idiot politicians who are in charge of them. So those Israelis that are fighting right now, the Hamas, for instance, you can say, well, they're defending. Yeah, they're dying. They're what, 25, 26, 23, 20 some years old kids, okay, fighting for what? For what these guys, and they are. Right now, they're under attack. It is no doubt, that's the reality. That's the reality. The problem is that the problem did not start this morning. The problem started many decades back, and they did not know how to solve it, and it was a bad handling of the whole situation. Bad handling from the get-go. It was, some people think that it was something was stolen, crimes committed, ethnic cleansing, and so on. Some people say, no, this is actually what we did it, it's legal, everything is okay, this is ours, and blah, 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 blah. And some people are just fanatics, because we have those people among us. Anyway, my friends, what's going to happen? Israel is going to flatten out those guys. They're going to blow the shit out of Gaza, that's for sure. And then we're going to have the hyenas, which are the Al Capones and Al Capone's weasels. They're going to try to take advantage of that, somehow hit someone else, whomever they want, like after September 11. They're going to look, who do we, Iran, or what are we going to do now extra? Biden came out and obviously said that he supports this and that. I mean, you can't say no. I mean, it's obvious what's going on over there. Those guys attacked, so these guys are in self-defense. If you start Saturday morning. Well, we'll find out. That's one. The other one, I'm waiting for the Balkans, in Serbia, and see what's going on over there in the province of Kosovo. And that's not all of it. I'm waiting for what's going on in Georgia and what's going on in Armenia. I'm going to see what's going on in the Far East. We still have that problem with Taiwan. We have the woodchuck, the North Korean Kim Jong-un. All peace and nice. We have Africa. Don't forget about that one. Africa. And probably going to have some South America as well. Basically, a lot. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will see if anything else major happens over there. I will make another video on that. Otherwise, as I said, I suspect the Israelis are going to shit out of these guys. And then I'm interested in see what's next. If you go over the media right now and look down and read just the titles of the articles, it's so easy. You see the dynamics. Who's activated, who's saying what's going on, and you can pinpoint. That's why I like to read, for instance, books of history books that are not a narrative. They're dated. If you read that fast, let's say in 2 days you read, 500 pages or something, or one night, it's like a movie that quickly goes in front of your eyes. You can see the patterns of certain events and see, oh, yeah, if you do it fast. So the same here. If you do it fast in 1 day and you read you look over the media for about a few hours continuously, and you see who jumped, who activated, who responded, who's in fast, instead of just taking one article and one news outlet with one cover or whatever situation. Look it from many, you can understand much more. Like you see right now, Canadians, you can see the Americans, those are Iran. What's going on with Hamas? Then you have the Turks. What do the Turks want? Have you seen what happened in Syria? The Turks killed about 50 Syrians over there, whatever they are, in the northern Syria. They bombarded all these things. They have a dynamic. Sometimes they communicate, sometimes they don't. Erdogan comes and says, we're going to help and so on. Putin says, yeah, that's bad, but guys, stop. The other guys, oh my God, we have to intervene and support, full support of Canada. What are you going to do, Canada? They're going to go and invade, Iran? Psh, go and take on Iran. I triple dare you. You can take on Albania. You want to take in Iran. Yeah, you take on Albania with Al Capone behind you. But anyway, let's not switch to this idiot, what's his name? Trudeau. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.